Here are some examples of solving system of equations by graphing. When you are graphing, we're going to graph using y equals mx plus b. So here I have two equations. The first one I need to solve equal to y. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So I would have 4y is equal to, I'm going to subtract, I have the negative 7x, I'm going to subtract 12 to both sides, and it would cancel out the 12 on the left-hand side, or reduce it. And then I'm going to now divide everything by 4, which reduces on the left-hand side. So y is going to equal negative 7/4 x minus 3. So now I'm going to graph this. So I'm going to go down to negative 3 and put a point at negative 3. And then I could count up if I wanted to. This is going to be a negative slope, so I could count up and then go to the left, or I could count down and go to the right. I'm going to go to up and to the left so that I know it will fit on my graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4 and place my point. And then I can draw my line. I'll try and draw as straight a line as I can. And there's my first line. So now let's solve for y on the second equation, which will be a little bit easier because I only need to divide by everything by negative 2. So then I would have negative 1/2 x plus 2 is equal to y. So my y-intercept is 2, so I'm going to go up to 2, plot a point, and then I can go down 1, right 2, or I could go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2, which there I'm going to actually hit the other line, and I would have my solution, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 for the x, and then I'd go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 4 would be my solution because that is where the graph, the two graphs intersect one another. One thing, be very careful because it's negative 4. The first one is negative 4. We went to the left, so make sure you're careful with your signs. So we go left to negative 4, then up to 4. So this second example that we're going to look at now, the first one is already set equal to y. So my slope is 4, or we can say it's 4/1. And then the y-intercept is negative 1. So I'm going to graph this, go to negative 1, put my point, and then I would go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, run 1. And then this would be my line here that I have. Okay, let's look at the second equation. And I'm looking for where they're going to intersect. So the first thing I need to do is set this equal to y. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides here. And y is going to equal 4x minus 1. So my slope, do we notice something, is 4. And then my y-intercept is negative 1. So it's the exact same line. So since it's the exact same line, the lines coincide with one another, which means this is going to be an infinitely many solutions problem. Any of those points on that line would be a solution for these problems. Okay? And our last example here, let's go ahead and solve the first one for y. So I need to move the 9 to the right side, so I would subtract, so negative 3y equals negative 2x minus 9. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So y is going to be, this is a positive 2/3 x, because 2 negatives, and then a positive 3. So let's graph that. I'm going to go up to positive 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'd go up 2, right 1, 2, 3, and this gives me a positive line. Up 2, then right 1, 2, 3. So there's my line for that graph and that equation. And we're going to solve for y on the second equation. So let's move the 24 over. So I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. So negative 4x minus 24 is equal to negative 6y. I'm going to divide everything by negative 6. And if I simplify 4 over 6, that's going to give me a positive 2/3 x, and then plus 4 equals y. This time you're going to notice the slopes are the same, but we have a different y-intercept. So when that happens, so let me graph this in a different color, hopefully. It'll show up. I'm going to go up to 4, I put a point, and then I go up 2 and write 1, 2, 3. This means I'm going to have parallel lines. If I have parallel lines, these lines are never going to intersect. If they never intersect, then I'm going to have no solution. So for when I have parallel lines, lines that have the same slope, I will have no solution. Here are 3 examples of how to graph system of equations and get a solution.